Welcome back to another episode of the Kacee Allen Show podcast. We're about truth, freedom, and exploring the unknown. So as you know, there's been another Matrix attack with Russell Brand, podcaster, former Hollywood actor, and big public figure in the media. His podcast essentially calls out the mainstream media and their lies that they consistently spread. And obviously with him having influence in the United States and in the United Kingdom and being an actor for so many years, he's gained up to 11 million followers on Twitter/X. And it's no surprise here that the MSM would target someone like him due to exposing corruption and putting the mainstream media on a pedestal where they pretty much need to be, because they've continuously lied and lied and lied over and over again. And what's really interesting here is when you look at someone like Andrew Tate and Donald Trump, who both of them, just like Russell Brand, have a pretty large influence on the internet. They have anti-establishment ideas, and they've yet to be canceled in 2023, with obviously Twitter and X coming back. So their ability to speak their minds and have these anti-establishment approaches are such a threat to not only the mainstream media, but the governments as well, because they stay on the side of the mainstream media. They fund these mainstream companies to operate under their political agenda. When people like Russell Brand, Donald Trump, and Andrew Tate come in here with their own bombastic ideas, which are for the betterment of the people, but at the same time is against the political agenda of the elites and the mainstream. So you can see how there is a big headbutt there with both sides. And obviously I'm on the side of free speech, which is Donald Trump and Tate, Russell Brand, everyone who is about promoting the truth. But going back to Russell's case, I'm sure you've heard he was accused of sexually assaulting, I believe, 10 plus women. The witnesses haven't came out and said anything. This is very early, and there hasn't been a whole lot of buzz besides Russell going on Twitter and admitting that this was yet another mainstream media attack, and he is the news this time. And like he said, he was transparent about his promiscuity in Hollywood back then, and he claims that he's being transparent about everything now. He says he has nothing to hide, and based on watching him, and not only his show, like he also was on Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire network, he was on all sorts of other podcasts other than this show, and you really get to see the true identity of Russell Brand. Ben Shapiro interviews him out in public. He talks about how he's been religious for 20 years, has been sober, he's dealt with all sorts of barriers in his life that has really set him back and enhanced his perspective to make him the person he is today. So it's really surprising to hear that this would happen now. And these claims are back from 10 years ago when he was in Hollywood doing movies. So these aren't present claims. These are, again, claims that the mainstream are trying to dig up, and they're trying to ruin his reputation. They're trying to make him seem like he's someone that can't be trusted. And again, what do they do when they can't get somebody with reason? When these mainstream media companies are losing so badly in real time, all they can do is try to tarnish their enemy with false claims. Because think about it. If you literally can't do anything to rebuttal someone's statement, what is the easiest way to defame someone in a second? It's come up with a sexual assault crime. It's some sort of sex crime that links them to a bigger deal. Therefore, it makes people say, oh, wow, it says this in the headline. I can't believe it, or I have to believe this. This is what I see on Google when I Google Russell Brand, that he's this guy that sexually assaulted women. But they want you to believe that, just like they did with Tate and Donald Trump. It's pretty crazy, though, because it wasn't just that these mainstream media companies made claims that he did this, but they also tried to get other companies like social media platforms like YouTube, Rumble, and Twitter to take him off of their platform and demonetize him. And guess what? YouTube complied. But the Rumble CEO even claimed that the UK Parliament sent them letters requesting to remove Russell Brand from the platform. He said that that would basically go against the company's message, and he's going to keep Brand on the platform because he's yet to actually be proven guilty of something, and he hasn't done anything criminal. So That's the point of law and order. It's the point of being proven guilty and innocent until doing so. So that's the biggest issue here. And like I said, YouTube demonetized him. He is no longer making money on YouTube. He was easily making $1 million just off ads a year from his channel. So you got to see, they could do this to anybody. They could do this to me. And I'm sure this isn't going to be the last time we're going to be talking about somebody else getting canceled or somebody else being accused of some heinous acts. As I said, the last episode was with Elon Musk and talking about how the ADL is trying to defame him. So it also wouldn't surprise me if they keep attacking Elon Musk, and this could very well happen to him next. And I'm going to predict that it does. I'm going to predict that some Hollywood actors, somebody that associated with Elon Musk a long time ago, is going to be paid by a government agency or some sort of company that does not like Elon Musk, and they're going to come out with these claims and say that, oh, Elon Musk assaulted me, just to try to defame him, to try to tarnish his reputation. But again, these companies are failing in real time. We've seen it. They've lost their credibility, and very few people believe them, and the ones that do are completely brainwashed and have no hope. But that's about 30% of the population, and I think people are starting to wake up. And it's really interesting, ever since we got Twitter back, we're able to see the realm of actually what's going on and the truth behind everything. And we see that no one's really buying the bullcrap that the MSM's putting out anymore. They're losing viewers in time. Twitter has only doubled in the past year since Elon Musk took over in number of users and views. And it's only a matter of time before these MSM companies become obsolete, because free speech will always win. And again, I really don't think anyone's going to buy this. They've tried time and time again by defaming celebrities just from a simple claim. And it's just crazy that they're doing this off of not even proving anything, with no evidence. They're doing the same thing that they've done before with so many other people, and it's absolutely astonishing that they're willing to do this. And I believe that if this doesn't violate the Second Amendment, it definitely should. There should be some sort of law in place that prohibits social media companies from being able to ban someone just simply because they disagree with them. They should be able to exercise their free speech unless they do something illegal, they do something immoral. That's something that is actually worth considering. But again, you can't just say that because if someone has been accused and it's a mainstream headline without any legal evidence that they're automatically guilty. That's where we're at in society. And it's pretty much like if you oppose COVID, if you oppose the climate agenda, if you oppose racism, if you oppose any of the establishment's ideas that are very radically left. And I've actually watched Russell's show for the past 6 months in and out and paid attention to the things he says, because he really does bring up some bold points, and he's not afraid to say it, being on his own network. And he does actually switch to Rumble through a lot of his videos, because he said back then he was afraid of being canceled because he talks about some really deep subjects that some people aren't really capable of hearing yet, and it definitely does not align with the establishment's agenda. So that's the main issue here with them. But the main issue for the people is that we can't express ourselves freely. There needs to be some sort of legal implemented change that does not allow social media companies to strip the Second Amendment away from people just because they feel so. I think to make this clear, maybe some sort of establishment needs to buy out these companies, and therefore it's aligned with the Second Amendment, so it's like a government-owned thing, but at the same time, when the government owns things, it's never fair. So like, if there was some sort of CEO that could be as successful and diligent as Elon Musk, then that would be great, and I think all platforms would be successful. We would have barely any censorship and free speech to the full capacity. And like I said, even if I disagree with someone, I don't agree with banning them. I think the only stuff on the internet that should be banned is pornography, violence, threats, and things that are obvious that shouldn't be on the internet. I mean, which is very, very few things when it regards free speech nowadays. So again, it's disappointing, but all you can do is keep fighting. All you can do is just keep putting yourself out there. I mean, it's at the point to where if you get so influential and you oppose these people, I wouldn't say you're signing your death warrant, but you're definitely stepping in a sticky situation when you play with people like that and put anti-establishment ideas out there. So again, it's really hard to tell how this plays out. It's hard to tell who's going to get canceled, how we're going to fight back against this, but we will see. From everything I've seen, I think Russell Brand is innocent. I can't speak on everything this guy's done in his entire life, but these are baloney charges being dug up from his opposing enemy who does not agree with his ideas, and this is their way to basically try to defame him, and it's not going to work. They've already tried. He's not losing followers. He's only gaining. He's gotten more attention from this than he would have otherwise. So I believe this is another failed attempt by the mainstream media, and it's up to us to keep free speech alive. All right, that'll about do it for this one. We're going to have Ace of 4400, Alex Carter. He's a rapper. He'll be on next month. And we're also going to have Mark Munoz. He's a 20-year-old entrepreneur. He's going to tell us how he built 2 companies and is keeping them sustainable today. Until next time.